Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. I've lost my voice completely here, so everybody's just going to have to deal with it. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. We got a lot to talk about here today, so let's get started.
Let's get started. We're going to have a great show here on this fine Wednesday. Got a lot to talk about. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, college basketball to NHL or UFC, BetOnline is your number one sports betting source for the new year. Every touchdown to three-pointer and hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Matt, we are here on this fine, beautiful Wednesday. I know you're dealing with your voice, and I'm sorry you're dealing with that. I'm happy you're here. We got a lot of buffs to talk about. And let's just go. Let's waste no more further time and get into it. We discussed Shedeur Sanders briefly in his comments at the Shrine Bowl because he's been interviewing with teams, interviewing with reporters, and it's been quite the time. But he said one thing that he said I want to highlight. He says he will bring a lot of wins to the NFL team that drafts him. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the clip, and then we'll discuss it. Take a listen.
We changed the program in Jackson. We went to Colorado, changed the program. And we did everything people didn't think we was able to do. So that's why I know I'm the most guaranteed risk you could take.
What do you know you can bring?
A lot of wins.
A lot of wins. Now, Matt, I got to ask you. We kind of discussed this on Monday, but let's dive into a comparison here. If you were the Titans, and we've discussed this, and you have that number one pick, and you're dead set on choosing a quarterback, why would you pick Shedeur Sanders over Cam Ward?
He's bigger. His last name is Sanders. So there's football lineage there. Sometimes guys have kids and they can't play. And sometimes guys have kids and they're fucking monsters and better than they were. It's I don't think you're ever going to go wrong with an ex-player's son who's bought in. An ex-player's son who's just floating around and there because their dad's there, that's one thing. An ex-player's son who can actually play and strives to be better than their daddy, that's a bad man. That's somebody that you really can't hold back because they're striving for something that they've been in the house with every single day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll use my kid as an example, watching him this morning at 5 a.m., in front of coaches, ball out. It makes me like stand back and go, holy shit, this is happening like right in front of my face. So I can only imagine what it's like for Coach Prime or, Howie Long's sons with Chris and Jake and watching them play as long as they did, or the whole Matthews clan, or the Mannings. There's football families, and the Sanders are a football family. They're one of the pillars of football families in this country. And I think that Shedeur is going to bring more than just a quarterback. He's going to bring a leader. He's going to bring an adult. You're going to get an adult at the position immediately. Not saying Cam's not. I don't know Cam like I know Shedeur. So, and you're getting a tough son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's really the main thing with me is he checks all these other boxes, but then he also checks you can hit me in the mouth over and over and over again, and I'll smile, spit blood, and throw it back in your face. That shit is rare, bro. And I think that Shedeur just has that, where other guys don't. Other guys get hit, and they stay down or they, it affects them in a negative way. Shedeur seems to take shots, and every time we see him do it, with the exception of Washington State last year. Mm-hmm. That was the only game where I saw him get hit, get hurt, and he was out, and then the team just got blown out. Other than that game, every other game I've seen him play, he takes shots, it pisses him off, and he gets better. So I don't think he'll be taking the same kind of shots that running quarterbacks take. Pocket quarterbacks don't really get hit the way they used to anymore. He's not a run-first guy. So, I don't think that it's fair to compare him to, guys who run first. I just don't. But, some of these quarterbacks are protected. Some of them aren't throughout history. Some of them know how to slide early. Some of them don't. I think that Shedeur has the opportunity, depending on where he goes, of course, to be a face of the NFL. Young quarterbacks step in and play really well in this league these days. So I would expect him to step in wherever he plays, especially if he goes to the Raiders with Pete Carroll. Really where I want him. And I understand that Broncos country may not like that, but I don't give a shit. I would love to see that division for the next 10 years with Mahomes, Shedeur, Bo Nix, and Justin Herbert playing each other round robin style twice a year. That's just going to be awesome. So I don't really want him in New York. If Tennessee is smart, they draft him because I think he could absolutely dominate the AFC South, which is a dog shit division.
Agreed.
But it could flip. You never know. It was a dog shit division for a couple of years. They could easily be a good division next year if they just figure out how to play quarterback. Although the dude they hired at Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about that. Liam Cohen. We're going to talk about
that. Hey, white guy, could you set us back in the cool department 100 years, please? Just get up there and go Duval. Right when he said it, I was like, wow, this fucking guy, how are you supposed to take this guy seriously?
Right.
You're not from Duval, dog. It's all good. You can be the outsider here. It's like when fucking Brian Kelly went down to LSU and started. Yeah, dude. Play it again. This is cringe. This is so cringe.
Duval.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God,
yeah.
dog.
JB, have fun with that one. But yeah, going back to
if I'm a player on the team, I'm like, ugh, yeah. I just feel dirty.
Yeah,
imagine how he picks up chicks. If that's the way he operates at the press conference, imagine he's just like, I'm the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ooh, dude, this guy's a fucking clown show, bro. What is this guy doing?
Yeah, a little cringeworthy for sure. I mean, I saw that. I was like, no, I really want Shedeur to go to the Titans. But going back to Shedeur, 2 points you made. His toughness. Obviously, we've seen him, and we've done several watch party this season. Obviously, you mentioned the Washington State game last season. It's probably the only example you can even bring up where he gets punched in the mouth. Every time he's pissed off and responding. I mean, we did multiple watch parties where we're like, watching him get hit, we're like, he's about to fucking go off now. You know what I'm saying? The other thing you mentioned is he's not a pass-first quarterback. I know you hate me bringing up.
He's not a run-first quarterback.
Or run-first quarterback, meaning, for example, Russell Wilson was the same way where you could argue he was a pass-first quarterback. He'd stay as long as he could behind that line of scrimmage and make sure he get a pass off before he had to run it if he had no choice.
I will never in my life fucking say that Russell and Shedeur are the same.
Oh, no, I'm not saying they're the same at all, but I'm just saying in that aspect, they're absolutely the same because Shedeur is he's not a run-first quarterback at all. He wants to absolutely get the ball off. But, man, Matt, we're going to discuss where Shedeur goes all offseason. Just wanted to highlight that. And then the NFL draft order. Matt, if you had a top 5 pick, if you're one of those 5 teams, and I want to take the Raiders just out of this, which top 5 team would you feel versus the Titans, Browns, Giants, Patriots, and Jaguars is the best fit for Shadeur Sanders, and why?
Oh, the Raiders. I think the Raiders are the best fit for him. And They're just on number 6. They can move up if they want to. The Titans are the best fit because they have the number 1 pick and they need a quarterback. The Raiders are the best fit when it looks at just who we're looking at. The Giants probably want him the most. So who's going to make a deal and go get him? That's pretty much the basis.
That's a good question.
Those are the only 2 teams I can see moving up to get him. He won't go to Cleveland. They won't allow that.
Well, one thing I will say about the Titans is I saw Brian Callahan talking at the Shrine Bowl, and he said that, or I believe the Shrine Bowl or Senior Bowl, and he said that Will Levis is rehabbing with Jordan Palmer, who's brother of Carson Palmer, and is now coaching quarterbacks and developing them kind of off the field. So I don't know. When I heard that, I was like, they still want to draft a generational talent. That screams in my head, Travis Hunter. But we'll see, man. I mean, this is a whole developing thing. Obviously, we will see as time goes on. But Matt, let's move forward here. I got to ask you about this. Colorado slot wide receiver LeJohntay Wester was invited to the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine after an impressive performance and practices at the Shrine Bowl. Matt, what are your thoughts on LeJohntay Wester getting invited to the Combine? I discussed this on my show kind of briefly yesterday with Tank Johnson, but I think he may be overlooked, obviously, because you got Shedeur and Travis on that team. But LeJohntay Wester's one hell of a player. What are your thoughts on LeJohntay getting invited to the Scouting Combine? Go ahead.
Well, I think he's a hell of a player. I think he's one of the best blocks in football. He's a great returner. It's smart. The Combine – the Combine is kind of a joke. Let's be real. A lot of the people know who they want anyway. I don't really need to see guys running around in fucking underwear to tell whether or not they can play. I mean, last year, if you remember from the Super Bowl, in the Super Bowl, 70% or 80% of the rosters were 5th round, 6th round, 7th round undrafted guys. Like, all this top of the fucking draft nonsense is to sell ratings on TV. All they do is talk about the top guys, and the bottom of the roster guys are the ones that make you go. So he's a dog. He's going to help somebody. He's a good football player. He needs to work on catching the ball consistently like every receiver does, but I really think he has the potential to be a really good player at the next level.
Yeah,
Antonio Brown was a 5th rounder, for God's sake. So,
yeah,
you can find great football players all over the draft. You just have to stop just being enamored with the top 32 guys, which they aren't the top 32 guys. They might be athletic, they might fit a hole, or they might fit a fucking a need. But let's be real. I don't know how many first-round draft picks I've been around in my life that are absolute total fuckboys and can't get out of their own way. But it's a lot. It's more that couldn't play that could. Well, let's be real. There's more first-round quarterbacks that get drafted that can't do it that can. Most first-rounders fail. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, let me ask you. Let's talk LeJohntay Wester. You mentioned Antonio Brown. I want to kind of discuss, obviously, we just discussed him getting invited to this scouting combine, but I want to discuss an NFL comparison. I got one off the top of the bat who he took a picture with, Tyler Lockett. Do you think Tyler Lockett's a good NFL comparison to LeJohntay Wester? Obviously, Tyler Lockett, shifty slot receiver coming out of Kansas State. He was returning punts and kicks for the Seahawks. Obviously, we saw LeJohntay Wester take back this punt return versus Utah. But, Matt, if you had to pick an NFL comparison for LeJohntay Wester, I picked Tyler Lockett. Who would you pick?
I'd probably go with like playing right now or just in general. I would say Antonio Brown is my comparison, to be honest with you. I like Lockett. He's a hell of a player too. But I would say he's closer than AB than anyone else. Just twitchy and fast as fuck and can do multiple things.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it's a hell of a comparison. AB obviously returned punts, shifty, fast as hell. Yeah, I think that's a great comparison as well. If you had to project a round that LeJohntay goes in, would you say later, third day, fourth, fifth round, maybe?
Between 4 and 7.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That makes total sense. But whoever does end up picking him in those rounds, I think is getting, you could argue, a steal. LeJohntay is one hell of a player. Obviously, we saw him during the last season. He came into Colorado wanting that number 1. We know Coach Prime is about numbers. You got to earn it. That shit isn't just handed out. We saw LeJohntay end up working his way up and earning it towards the end of the season. So we know LeJohntay Wester is somebody that isn't afraid to just go and earn something and doesn't expect to be handed something, which is uncommon this day and age. But Shout out to Lonnie Wester being invited to the scouting combine, and we'll cover that as we get close to the draft. Matt, before we move on here, I want to give a quick shout out to Brett Colje. He met with Bill Belichick at IMG Academy. I just
How much bigger he is than Bill.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of get your take on Breck and his recruiting process. I just saw him with the Coach Belichick. No, this was pretty cool. Matt, your thoughts? Go ahead.
I mean, look, he got an offer from North Carolina. That's big time. I'm sure meeting with Coach Belichick was a highlight for the kid. I mean, he doesn't really post a whole lot. So if he's posting, he's pretty excited. But yeah, man, this is the whole point. This is why you hire Bill Belichick, so he can go be this.
Yeah.
Now Bill recruiting is different than Bill picking just some guy. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. But I doubt he ends up in North Carolina. But hey, you never know, bro. Bill Belichick standing right next to him. Kid has earned the right to have that happen, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Breck. I mean, I know he's getting a lineup of offers, and he earned every one of them. So shout out to Breck.
I mean, Deacon got Georgia this morning.
Ooh, yeah, shout out to Deacon Schmidt. That's awesome.
We're blowing up at the gym, bro. We have multiple coaches on site. Monday, today, we got more Friday. A lot of eyes on the Dungeon family, to say the least.
And Dungeon family blowing up. I love to hear that. Let's move forward here. Got a lot more to discuss here on this fine Wednesday. So all those watching, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family here at 0 to 60. We appreciate you. Matt, let's stick on this Bill Belichick train. Bill Belichick was he was asked in an interview talking about the Lombardi Trophy, and he suggested that this Lombardi Trophy, the Super Bowl trophy, should be named after Tom Brady. Matt, I'm going to go ahead and show Bill Belichick's take on this, and we'll get your opinion on it. Take a listen.
Win games. You can't win games without good players. I don't care who the coach is. It's impossible. You can't win without good players. I found out when I had Taylor and Banks and Harry Carson, Pepper Johnson, Jim Burt, Everson Walls, all those guys at the Giants, and same thing, when we got good at Cleveland and then at New England. I mean, it's Brady, it's McGinnis, it's Vrabel, it's Brewski, it's Corey Dillon, it's Randy Moss, Troy Brown, Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, Rodney Harrison. Those are the guys that won the games. Man, I didn't make any tackles. I didn't make any kicks. That was Vinatieri that made that kick in 4 inches of snow. You got to have good players. And as a coach, you want to give your players a chance to win. You want to put them in a position where if they go out there and play well, they'll have a chance to win. That's what Coach Parcells taught me is there's always a way to win. You just got to figure out what it is, and you have to give the players a chance.
They don't name it the Star Trophy. It's named the Lombardi Trophy.
Maybe they should name it the Brady Trophy. He won 7 of them.
Matt, there you have it. I think you gave a pretty good explanation as to why. Any input?
Yeah, it's not named the Tom Brady Trophy. It's named the Lombardi Trophy, and that's what it's going to stay named, and that's what it should stay named. We're not just going to start changing fucking names of awards just because somebody won a lot of them.
Yeah,
no, this is the Lombardi Trophy. No, New England. You don't get to rename the fucking Super Bowl trophy. Shut up. Fucking New England.
You say it with a jet hoodie on, so I just noticed that shit. Man, I love it. Yeah, man, I'd probably keep it traditional. Patriots. I don't know.
Cheating ass fucking Patriots, bro. It's just.
I know, Matt.
Oh my god! My entire adult life has been dealing with Tom fucking Brady, and now I got to watch Patrick Mahomes. I just want to fucking jump out of a building.
Yeah, sounds like Matt is not a fan of Belichick saying he should change the Lombardi Trophy to the Tom Brady.
We're not changing the fucking name. No. It's hoisting a Lombardi, not hoisting a Brady. Giselle tried to hoist a Brady for 10 years and she left. Why should anybody else try?
Well said, Matt. Well said. Like, good Lord. This is an interesting thought. I thought Matt, as somebody who played the game, played in the NFL for a long time, would have an interesting take on, and there you have it. Well, man, let's move forward here. Discuss a little bit more Colorado buffs before we get out of here. Matt, this is going to be directed towards the media when we discuss this. So I've been seeing stories, a lot of stories about Shiloh Sanders has gone viral for struggling at the East-West Shrine Bowl. And this is just continues from the season. Shiloh Sanders' draft stock reportedly did not improve much at the Shrine Bowl. And
why are you talking like that?
Because it's bullshit, Matt. Like, let's keep it real and not just sit here and sugarcoat the shit. Matt, I mean, from what I've heard from you, I wouldn't put too much merit into this, especially when it comes from accounts. I understand Dove covers actual stories, but let's be real. Some of his stories are bullshit. And so, Matt, what do you have to say to Shiloh Sanders allegedly struggling at the East-West Shrine Bowl practices? Go ahead.
I think it'll get clicks. That said, Shiloh, I think Shiloh will be a really good special teams player and will help, but he's going to struggle with the speed of the NFL, and he's, the tackle on the backs. And I'm not trying to say that he's can't do it. I'm saying those are his struggles. Those are the things he has to fix. Mm-hmm. So if he's out there struggling a little bit at the Shrine game, go fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're not going to say anything positive about the kid, they never do, ever.
Yeah, that's my point.
So I'm sure that he'll use it as fire like he usually does. He'll be fine. I mean, he's going to definitely get into camp and definitely be on a team. It's not like he's not, especially now with 20 fucking practice squad slots that are making $10,000 a week. I'm sorry, but if you can't stay on a team, especially on a practice squad, you're sorry as fuck. Like, you just can't play. That's just a fact. I'm not trying to be a dick. That's a fact. Back in my day, we had 6 practice squad spots, and you couldn't stay on it for more than 2 years because, you're not going to develop. Now you can stay on it till you're fucking 40, and it's $10,000 a week. So right. It's they made it easier than ever to be an NFL player. But there's a difference between, getting your pension and being a vested veteran and being just a guy who played and jumped on a couple of teams. So I'd like to think that he's going to be consistent enough and improve enough to be a 10-year pro, but I could also see it going the other way, and I could see him being a really good coach. So I wouldn't be surprised in 3 or 4 years if he's back as the DB coach in Boulder for his dad. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, he's got a lot more work to do at the position he's trying to play than his brother does. Shedeur is more, fine-tuning and perfecting his craft and going to a good situation and doing his job because he's so naturally gifted. Shiloh has got to really figure out what kind of player he wants to be at the next level and go commit himself to that, because it's a totally different fucking bag trying to play safety and quarterback.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And I didn't say that,
bro. And he's gonna want to play, and he doesn't like it when people talk shit, and it motivates him. So I'm sure all of this is very motivating.
Yeah, absolutely. And I never said Shiloh doesn't have work to do. He absolutely has work to do, especially in the game of football. The type of hard-hitting safety, kind of like Jamal Adams, is kind of far and few between in this day and age. Like, it's not really what they're looking for. So Shiloh is definitely going to have to adapt his game, which I think he definitely will be able to do. I mean, he's the son of Deion Sanders. I have no doubt he's going to be able to do it. It's just, yes, he definitely has stuff to work on. But my main thing is the media has always got something to say about Shiloh. I haven't seen a positive story about Shiloh Sanders in a very, very long time. And that's not the kid's fault at all. That's on the media. So that's why I'm kind of calling it out. Like, the media is so quick to publish something, like you said, to get clicks, especially with Shiloh. So that's kind of why I'm calling it out. You discussed this briefly on Monday, but Shiloh Sanders draft projection, where would you have him and why?
5th, 6th, 7th, or undrafted.
Okay. That's her point. Any reason why?
Yeah, I just went over all the reasons why. He's struggles in coverage. He doesn't wrap up. He's going to struggle with NFL backs like he did on Saturdays with guys who are going to go play in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But he does respond to criticism and does take coaching well and tries to fix the problems he has and plays hard. So there's a lot of things he needs to get better at and a lot of things he needs to just keep growing at that he does well. So, it's a progression. 6th, 7th round or undrafted.
Absolutely. It is progression, like you mentioned. But I have no doubt Shiloh Sanders definitely hears the noise, and he's going to do something about it. Definitely motivating and will definitely piss you off if you're in his shoes. Matt, before we go to commercial, this is something I kind of wanted to talk about here from a Denver Broncos perspective. Denver Broncos have donated over 15,000 new Rydell helmets to Colorado high schools here in the state of Colorado. Matt, as somebody who coaches in the state of Colorado, I just wanted to get your thoughts on this if I can get it to pull up here. But Matt, the Broncos donated 15 of the new Rydell. I don't know if you've seen the new accent without it's a helmet without the bar on the top, but it's Rydell's new helmet. They donated them to over 15,000 schools in the state of Colorado. As somebody who coaches in that state, what are your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
That's awesome. The fact that they're willing to give back like this is fantastic. I wonder what all the schools are going to do with all their helmets that they have, because the helmets my boy wore was $1,000 helmet, so it's a nice helmet. I wonder what they're going to do with all the helmets they already have. But this is awesome. Maybe they could contribute a fucking scoreboard that works and like some lights that work, so we can finish a playoff game and continue our run for a state title. No, we're not doing that. So, this is cool. I mean, at least they're giving back. I've never seen the Broncos do this before, so shit. Yeah, man, I'm with it.
Yeah, I thought it was something really cool. I saw Mike Sanford on Twitter was really happy about this and commending it as well. So shout out to the Denver Broncos.
Valor needs to hire, by the way, is Mike Sanford.
You said what?
Valor High School out here. It's their coach resigned, and they went in and interviewed Sanford. So I think they should hire him. That would be a great hire.
That would be a great hire. Shout out to Coach Sanford. That would be pretty cool. Him coaching back in the state of Colorado again. But yeah, shout out to the Broncos donating over 15,000 Rydell helmets to high schools in the state of Colorado. That's big time, and I like the Broncos. Seeing the Broncos do that. Matt, we're gonna go ahead and pay the bills. When we come back, we got a couple more topics to discuss before we get out of here, including Marion Miller getting it in the weight room, kind of coming back from injury. And I thought it was interesting because Coach Swayze, the new strength coach, first day, apparently Marion Miller was sleeping in the meeting room. Now we see him putting in work in the weight room. So Coach Swayze's impact definitely.
When was I negative, bro? Am I not fucking sucking on a lollipop fast enough for you, Mario? Shut the fuck up, bro. Negative. Bring that shit into the show.
I don't know, Mario.
So negative.
I don't understand it, man. Chat's interesting today, man. Anyway, Matt, we're gonna go ahead and pay the bills here, and when we come back, we got so much more to discuss. Like I mentioned, Marion Miller. I got to ask you about this female rapper who
the fat one.
She was denied.
Up on the fucking screen. Let me roast her ass real quick.
Let's do it now.
Right now. I agree.
Coach JB has had a heyday with this for 2 days, but there's a rapper by.
What is that? A butt? Is that a butt in your front?
Dank Domas, a female rapper who was denied entry into a lift
because she can't get in it.
She can't fit in the car, which I don't think. I mean, if you saw the car, it was like a Hyundai, like a Elantra or something.
It's a fucking regular car. I can get in the car. I'm 6'5", 340. I can get in. I'm sorry that the 5'3", 450-pound Jabba the Hutt looking bitch can't get in the car. But why do I have to feel sorry for that? You get to sue for that, bro?
So this female rapper couldn't fit, was denied service into a lift, which, by the way, you can do that. You can be denied service.
You can deny service to whoever you want. That is true.
Exactly. And is now suing Lyft because of this. So
what did she call a lawyer and go, she's got a new cupcake coming out. It's a bad motherfucker. When you bite down into it, cupcake filling goes all in your mouth.
I should have told Matt. Oh my god,
man, this is like baby Triple D, dog. On fucking Friday After Next. This bitch is huge. Look at her. Like, I'm sorry, but look, I understand obesity is a problem, and some people have thyroid problems and shit, but some of y'all are just fat. Some of y'all are just fat. I know I'm 340 and I shouldn't be throwing around the fat comment, but I'm swole, son. I don't look like that.
Man, I'm 260.
No, it's like, come on, dog. Like, I'm sorry, but if I was running a lift and I pulled up and she waddled her fat ass over to the car and she was like, I can't fit in the back, I'd be like, yeah, no shit. I'm fucking plane. Like, I'm sorry, but you did this to yourself, dog. Put down the honey bun. Stop being a fat piece of shit. It's not our fault. I'm tired of this. Hey, fat folks, do something about your fucking disease and stop sitting here and acting like we, the royal we, have to be accountable for it. I'm sorry, but fuck you. Well, I'm going to sue because I'm too fat. Bro, how does she go to the bathroom? What does she do? Does she like have to belt that shit up and like strap it just to sit down to like, you got to, how do you wipe?
Oh, I forgot this part. Matt, did you know that this female rapper has an OnlyFans?
Oh my God. If you subscribe to this bitch's OnlyFans, you're even worse. You're the problem. And you know what? I called her Baby Triple. Baby D. Baby D was big, but not like this. This is Baby Quad D. Fuck.
If you read it says,
how much does she charge?
$25 a month.
God damn, dog. And whoever's spoiled that. You are 100% contributing to the Little Debbie obsession. This bitch is eating Little Debbie's off your dollar. Disgusting. And
Coach has had a heyday with this for 2 days.
I'd probably be like, oh, you don't want to fat shame now? I don't give a fuck anymore. I've been so beat down by the politically correct fucking leftist bullshit for so long that I don't care anymore. I don't care. You're a fucking suck on society when you're that person. And everybody's got to fucking sit around and be like, oh, I feel so sorry for him because he's so fat. What? What, you can't go home? Like, no one's forcing you to go home and eat an entire pizza and a gallon of ice cream and fucking sit there and try and finagle the fucking lint out of your fat ass belly button that you can't find anymore. No one's forcing you to do that shit. So I'm sorry, but she can kick rocks, dog. I'm out on this. Like, I hope she won't lose though. I guarantee you she gets broke off some fat check.
No way, Matt. There's no way. How you can deny service? What are you talking about?
I guarantee you they try and fucking settle with her just so it doesn't, because they don't want to like take it to court and then risk of having 12 fatties in the fucking you know, over there in the parlor judging. You know what I'm saying? You get 12 390-pound fucking Jabba the Hutt's over there. She's going to win by a landslide. She'll be running the goddamn taxi company. It's too bad we don't have a goddamn school bus for you to get on to take you from A to B.
Jeez. I think those are the lawyers with her.
Yeah, those two fucking jerk-offs right there that are standing there like, she's not fat. She's just big boned.
Anyway, Matt, I had to get your take.
These pants make me look fat. No, your ass in front makes you look fat. Now, I got a question. When's the last time you've seen your vagina? Oh, wait.
I don't even know what to say anymore. But Matt, I had to get your take on that. Before we get out of here,
no, the super chat doesn't like that. You know, you guys don't like all you skinny fucks think I'm mean.
Matt, Caleb, Daniel, shout for the.
I can make fun of fat people all I want. I'm a fat personal trainer. Leave me the fuck alone. And when I go under 300 pounds, I'll stop making fun of fat people. Until then, my fat ass is going to make fun of her fat ass as much as I fucking want to, because that's like I'm PHAT fat. She's FATTTTTTTTTTTT fat.
You're also 6'5". Like, come on. How tall is that girl? Like, come on, you're not.
She's 5'3", maybe.
Yeah, like that's my point.
Well, you cut her arms and legs off, and she's the biggest basketball in history.
Jesus Christ.
See, I doubt that bitch bounces though. Gravity is her biggest fucking. I guarantee you, gravity's every day when she stands up. Oh, my knees. Nope, it's not your knees. It ain't your knees.
All We're gonna take a commercial. Matt, when we come back, we're gonna discuss with Marion Miller getting it in the weight room with Coach Swayze. We're also gonna talk some NFL playoffs or the Super Bowl.
Our name should be fucking MC Gravy, bro.
Yeah, okay. We'll pay the bills. We'll see you back at 10.
MC Gravy.
Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass, pro, and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
Matt, we're back here on this fine Wednesday.
Holy shit. Sorry.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
My phone never stops ringing, and it's always like a coach or players or like we had a group or a distance client sign up the other day. He did one session. Mm-hmm. And then it had his mommy call me and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want a refund. And I was like, no. I don't do fucking refunds. No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
One time. Like why is your mother calling me instead of you?
Right.
Like you're on the distance program. It's a meeting. You sit there and take notes. It's not hard. I'm not even harping on your ass. God, this generation is different, dog. It's just different, dog.
Yeah, my generation is what it is.
Yeah, goddamn right, Lamar. MC Gravy, bitch. Wicka.
I gotta go. We got a super chat. We gotta read that. We didn't have a chance.
And look, hey, Lamar did that. Lamar's son's about to start the program. His 12-year-old son is like 7 foot with a beard and fucking Mandingo. Yeah, fucking here to pass that. Like he's gonna be a fucking animal. Okay, and he said in the meeting, "There's no refunds, right, Lamar?" It's like the first thing I say.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Lamar's kid because we discussed him on the show. That's a big kid now. Like,
he's a fucking bro. I can't wait to get him in the room. Like, just teach him. He's super raw. He's 12, 13 years old. Like, you imagine like when he's like 17 and he like has all of his shit. Holy fucking Christ!
Oh yeah. Shout out to big kid, no doubt. 12 years old too. Shout out to Caleb Daniels donating the $5. And super chats are open, by the way, to those watching. He says Travis Hunter is a wannabe Shantae Spencer.
Shantae Spencer, who?
Now let's.
I got a question. Who the fuck is Shantae Spencer?
Shantae Spencer is he played for DB for the Niners at one point. He was drafted in the second round of the 2004 draft. I had to look this guy up. I didn't even know who he was.
Why is he a wannabe Shantae Spencer? Like, what kind of wild ass fucking comparison is that?
Yeah, Caleb Daniels, explain yourself because I don't get that shit.
Deontay Spencer, like, fucking dominate college football and win the Heisman both ways and go to the NFL and, like, revenue. I think there's just a lot of hate. Look, you can hate because you're not Travis Hunter and you sucked at high school football and now you're a fan. Or you can just be like, hey, Travis is pretty good and I think he's going to do well in the NFL. I can't wait to see him do well. You know, now that, like, the Chiefs have gone back, they're in 3 times, I want to see him win a 3-peat. I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those Laker teams were fucking awesome. Those Bull teams were awesome. Like, I want to see it. I'm not happy about it necessarily, but I want to see that shit. At the same time, I would love to see Philly put fucking 7 rushing touchdowns on their face and beat them.
I will be a little bit more.
But that shit ain't gonna fucking happen. Yeah. That ain't happening. Give me a break. So, yeah, man. Sometimes you just have, even though you may hate it, sometimes you got to sit back and just understand that greatness is happening in front of you, and you might want to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to the Chiefs. And we'll give our full breakdowns as we get closer to the game.
I'll tell you this: if I would have known that the only time I was ever going to play Tom Brady was a Monday night game when I was a rookie, and then I was going to get moved to offensive line and never get a chance to hit him again, I probably wouldn't have pulled up those 2 times. You know, like not personal foul. I would have hit that motherfucker in the ear hole harder than I could have. If they would have been like, we're moving you to guard next year. You're never playing D-line again. Holy fuck. I'm not stopping on anything. I'm running through everyone's face tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, sometimes you just got to take advantage of what's happening in front of you and understand that it's probably never going to happen again. So just live in the moment. Try that out. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, live in the moment. That's a good quote, Big Matt. Let's move forward. I got to ask you. The Jaguars, we discussed this briefly at the beginning of the show.
This franchise moved to London.
Man, moved to London. But the Jaguars hired Buccaneers offensive coordinator Liam Cohen, and this was after Liam Cohen accepted a deal with the Buccaneers to become the highest offensive coordinator in NFL history. So take a listen.
What, highest fuck, just smoking dope all day, or the highest paid? Which one?
Highest paid offensive coordinator. Excuse me.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure you know what I'm saying. If he's out here smoking dope, that's cool. I got no problem with it, but I don't know if is it legal in Florida.
He's OC for the Bucs of the Jaguars, so he's in the state of Florida.
What I'm saying is weed legal in Florida. I don't know. It's not legal. Weed's not legal in Florida.
No,
that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
No. Southern state, definitely not legal. They're trying to get it legalized, though. I do know that in that state.
They should fucking stop acting like it's bad and legalize it.
Oh, yeah, Matt, I agree with you. As somebody who comes from the state of Washington and lives in a southern state,
yeah, bro.
I agree with you. I'm on that. But
the fact that weed's not legal in the entire country is fucking crazy to me. Like, who gives a shit? You can drink a fucking bottle of Evan Williams all night and beat your wife and go drive drunk, but we can't smoke a joint. Not in Florida.
Not in Florida. Not at all. But Matt, let's go back to the Jaguars. The Jaguars hired Liam Cohen, the former Bucs offensive coordinator, but before taking the Jaguars head coaching job, was offered an extension with the Buccaneers to become the highest paid offensive coordinator in NFL history. Now, upon him arriving with the Jaguars, he had this legendary introductory press conference where he uttered the Jacksonville Jaguars signature phrase. Take a listen.
Duval.
Now, obviously, social media is having fun with this, but Matt, I got to ask you about this hire. Liam Cohen also talked about in his press conference building around Trevor Lawrence, and that's his goal as a head coach. Before I get your take on the hire and that, take a listen to this.
How do we make Trevor Lawrence in this offense as dynamic and explosive as we can be? Right? We've got to build it around him as well, right? We've got to make every part of this about improvement, and he will be a part of that process. He's earned that right. I cannot respect his toughness and mentality and work ethic more than I do already from afar. And this will all be about Trevor right now.
Matt, are the Jaguars in trouble after hiring Liam Cohen?
This guy won't last 2 years. It's not all about Trevor. It's about your football team. It's about the entirety of the team. You're not the offense coordinator anymore. You're the head fucking coach. All right, period. It's not Trevor Lawrence has not earned the fucking right to sit around and fucking dictate who's on the roster and what he wants to run. No, he hasn't actually. If anything, Trevor Lawrence is severely under fucking performed, being the number one pick in the draft going to Jacksonville. So I don't want to fucking hear like somehow he's earned the fucking right. So if this guy wants to go in and be fucking best friends with Trevor, and they can sit around and fucking just repeat Duval to each other and be like the two most awkward fucking white dudes in North Florida. I'm just saying, bro, how about we go in there and say, everyone's got to get better. This place is a fucking hellhole. Okay, we've got problems in the salary cap. We got problems with development. We have problems keeping players here after we develop them. Trevor Lawrence was the first overall pick. He doesn't even know how to slide, for God's sakes, let alone play quarterback. We have a lot of fucking work to do, and I'm the guy that's going to fucking fix it. And I'm here to fix the entire team that is the Jacksonville Jaguars and take it back to the time when they were deep and good and, like we're a problem for the NFL, not just the problem in the NFL. So I think that they didn't think very hard before they fired Peterson. That was fucking stupid. The Cowboys didn't think very hard before they fucking fired their coach. They went and hired Brian Schottenheimer. For God's sakes, what the fuck are you doing? The Saints didn't think very hard before they just started firing people, and then they just like, I guess we'll take fucking this guy. We'll take the dude from Dallas. Fuck it. Like, so essentially now, if you're a coach in the NFL, it's just let's go be 10-7 offensive coordinator on a mediocre ass fucking Tampa Bay team, and then all of a sudden you're the highest paid OC in football, and then you're the coach of the Jaguars back to back. Like, what are we talking about here? I think that, look, as much as JB says there's a quarterback epidemic in the NFL, there's a coaching epidemic in the NFL. Yeah, these fucking coaches in the NFL are terrible. There's some awful fucking coaches in the National Football League. If you think the head man's bad, wait until you see all the buddies he hires to come in and fucking run the team for him. So, bro, I think that the National Football League has got a huge problem. Huge. Brian Flores wouldn't have been a better fucking coach than this.
Yeah, I think Brian Flores would be.
They're afraid of Brian Flores because he's mean. So they go and hire this fucking clown.
Matt, let's talk about Cohen. And this is something I asked Hank Johnson yesterday about Brian Schottenheimer. Transitioning from offensive coordinator to head coach. Kind of discuss that transition. Do you think Liam Cohen may struggle with that transition? Obviously going from just calling plays and running an offense to now managing an entire team, delegating responsibilities. You got to manage all your coaching staff, all the players. It's not just the offensive coordinator role. You are the head man now. It is your team. Do you think Liam Cohen may struggle with that transition from offensive coordinator to head coach?
Fucking A. Yeah, I think he's going to struggle just a touch. Look, man, being an offensive or defensive coordinator is not being a head coach. And why not just go hire a new offensive coordinator and have him go in, and then he can do nothing but focus on Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to hire a coach whose only focus is Trevor Lawrence. Well, I wonder what the rest of the team is going to do. So, yeah, I think he's going to struggle. That, and he's at a fucking joke of a franchise that never does anything right. And, I mean, their owner is the same guy who owns, like, AEW wrestling. So he's trying to turn Jacksonville into a fucking Macho Man Randy Savage, God rest his soul. He'd come be the fucking head coach. Duval, brother. We'll get out here and Duval, snap a Slim Jim, go in fucking halftime. Get somebody in the fucking mouth, Duval, brother. No. Wrong.
Do you know about Liam Cohen? Do you know who he coached? He coached Will Levis.
So I'm supposed to sit there in the room, and when this motherfucker's like, do your job, and I look at him and go, is this guy serious? Look at this fucking guy. Who are you yelling at? Shut up.
And so if we look at, and I'm just looking at the jobs that Liam Cohen has had in the last few years. He was with the Rams, so he's coached Baker Mayfield twice. He coached Baker with the Rams and now with the Bucks. He also was the offensive coordinator and QB coach for Will Levis. So just some backstory on Liam Cohen before becoming the Jaguars head coach. Obviously, he was hired by the Jaguars after accepting the Bucks offer to become the highest paid offensive.
He want to do this, dude.
Yeah, he flipped overnight, didn't tell the Bucks anything, went and interviewed. Like, Are the Jaguars in trouble with Liam Cohen? It's hard for me to say no. I was a big Doug Peterson guy. Doug Peterson's obviously from the state of Washington, hell of a coach.
I don't know why you fire him. I mean, I understand things were bad the last 2 years, but he did take him win a playoff game 2 years ago. And dealing with injuries with your fucking starting quarterback the last 2 seasons, that's what happens. Your team goes to shit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the same thing happened in Philly. They won a Super Bowl, and then Carson Wentz couldn't stay healthy, and the team went to shit. So I don't know, man. Sometimes it's not just on the head coach. Sometimes it's on the fucking schmucks that they have playing football for you. Sometimes the team is just shitty.
Right.
And your quarterback's shitty. Even though he makes $200 million a year, he's still shitty. So, you know.
Yeah, what do you do with Trevor? I mean, do you think Liam Cohen, there's any shot Liam Cohen's able to turn the Jaguars around with Trevor Lawrence and develop Trevor into playing
what
we
is
expect from a number one pick?
What does it mean?
What do you mean? Turning
I
around?
mean, Peterson was there for 3 years. He won a playoff game. And
guess you got to do better than that. You got to go.
Like, what does he need? What does that mean? What does it mean? You go in.
Let's say at least lead him back to the playoffs. Let's start there and at least have Trevor Lawrence playing at the caliber of $250 million a year.
Oh, bro, I don't know. I don't even know what being successful as a coach in the NFL means anymore. There's guys who coach their ass off and get fired. McCarthy went 12-5 for 3 years in a row and had one bad year, and they asked him to leave for Brian Schottenheimer. I mean, I don't understand how half of this shit works, and honestly, I don't want to. I think that it's fucking ass backwards. So I'm of the mindset that we get somebody and we build around them and let him build, and it may take a little while. But you know what? If we stay consistent and we keep our nose to the grindstone, we're going to be successful in the long run. But everybody's got this, like, the people in Jacksonville are like, we're Super Bowl or bust. Shut the fuck up. It's like the Jet fans who are like, Eric wins Super Bowl. And I'm like, shut your fucking mouth. Shut up. Let's just try and win 8 fucking games.
Yeah, start with. I mean, you're in a not great division as it is.
Let's try and score fucking 25 points a game consistently with fucking first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. Right. Like, just shut up with all the Super Bowl or bust shit. Shut the fuck up. It's like the people in Philadelphia that are pandering for Sirianni to get fired every 5 minutes when something bad happens. Motherfucker, he's got a 71% win percentage. He's been to the Super Bowl twice in 4 years and never not made the playoffs. And you want to fire him?
Right.
I think maybe you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you sound dumb. At some point, you got to ride with what you got and see if it works. Not just keep reshuffling the fucking deck and reshuffling what the players hear and the offensive philosophy and the offensive coordinator and blah, blah, blah. Like, ask Baker Mayfield how fun it was every single year of his career having a new offensive coordinator. It sucks.
There's another year of that, right?
And now he has it again. So, it's we'll see, dude. I don't know.
This Caleb Daniels dude in the chat is killing me. Oh wait, what the fuck are you talking about? I just got you pissing.
Chad Pennington is better than Shedeur.
You can still listen.
You don't need to ban him and shit.
Oh, he's not gone. He's not banned. He's still here. He just
now we can't have a conversation. I played with Chad Pennington in Miami and New York, and Chad is a hell of a fucking football player. It's not even fair to compare Shedeur to Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington played in the NFL for 12 years and fucking did a really good job. Did he have a noodle arm by the end of his career? Yeah, because he got his fucking arm ripped off 3 times and he kept coming back from it. But I'm not going to sit here and compare the two yet. I haven't seen Shedeur. I don't even know who he plays for yet, dog. How can you make that comparison?
Exactly.
Every time somebody says something we don't like, we don't need to fucking ban them, though.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. He's just trolling. He's just trolling the chat.
Even if he wants to troll, that's fine. I still have to walk over the fucking bridge if the troll's under it. I can't just fucking be like, oh, somebody.
He ain't going nowhere. Don't worry. He's just in timeout. He'll be back in 10 minutes. Matt, I gotta ask you about your Jets. You got your Jets hoodie on today, and the Jets have hired new head coach Aaron Glenn, former Lions defensive coordinator, and he had quite the fiery introductory press conference, and he interact with a lot of reporters, answering a lot of different questions. But he says, we're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit. Take a listen.
Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. Listen, there are going to be some challenges. But with challenges gets opportunity. But here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
Matt, as a former New York Jet yourself, what are your thoughts on the hire of Aaron Glenn, and what are your thoughts on Aaron Glenn's comments at his introductory press conference? Go ahead.
Look, I love my Jets. I'm rocking my Jet gear today. I'd like to think Aaron Glenn is going to be a good coach. We're not built for this shit. We constantly fuck up. Like the Jets are not a quality run franchise. Like it's a clown show. So I just hope that they allow Aaron Glenn the right to coach the team correctly. Like how much fucking decision making power does he really have? I don't know. So I'm not going to say I can't dive, bro. Especially after the Aaron Rodgers thing and diving head first into that, I can't do it. So you got to show me, dog. If you say that the Jets are built for it, then please show me, because this shit is it's old. It's getting old. It is old. It's been like shit. They haven't been to the fucking playoffs since like 2010.
Yeah, and man, like I like the firiness. I just heard that and I was like, oh, this is just a recipe for disaster.
And also, like, I know you're at a press conference, but frickin' just drop the F word, homie. Don't say frickin', be like, hey, the motherfucking New York Jets, we're here to put our dick on your forehead. They can bleed it out, dude. You need, like, you're the guy you just worked for walked in and cursed like 5 times in his opening fucking press conference, was talking about biting people's kneecaps off and shit. That seemed to work. So again, if you won't say fuck in public, that is a red flag to me. Like, I don't talk like that. I'm not going to say frickin' or gosh darn. That's not the way I talk. And I'm sorry if I say a curse word and your little rabbit ears perk up and you're like, oh, we don't say curse words around here. Hey, you don't win either, motherfucker. Sit down, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I was like, Aaron Glenn. Well, he says
we're gonna freaking show up and show out. We're gonna freaking knock their heads off. We're gonna beat penises in the dirt.
It's interesting. And Matt, do you think? And we discussed this last week. Are you keeping Aaron Rodgers if you're Aaron Glenn?
You have to. Who else are you gonna play?
Yeah, that's kind of my sentiment of it. I agree with you.
Players are going to show love. Aaron Glenn's a great ex-player. He's an awesome ex-player.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, bro, just go for the gold. It's okay. You got the job. You're not going to lose the job because you said fuck.
Yeah. Hey, man, I agree with you to that. Just interesting. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
We're freaking New York Jets, and we can't curse. We're going to go out there, gosh darn it, and we're going to hit their penises in the dirt, and we're going to freaking maul them. We're going to screw them up, mess them up. Yeah.
I'm really concerned for the Jets.
No.
I didn't think twice about that, and now I'm like, oh, fuck kidding. But yeah, just a little alarming, I guess. Not as bad as Liam Cohen, but still just interesting.
Now, I will say this. If he didn't curse ever, because I know he curses like a fucking sailor. I know it. If he didn't curse ever, like Coach Prime, I would get behind this. I'd be like, wow, he's consistent because Coach Prime doesn't curse. But Aaron Glenn curses like a fucking sailor. Yeah. I've seen all the Hard Knocks and shit. That guy's on everyone's ass. He says motherfucker every other word. So, bro, just be you, dog. What happened to Stanley, too, by the way? Stanley just fucking disappeared. Bull junk, see?
Facts.
That's what we're talking about. If you actually don't curse, I'll respect that. I mean, I agree with it, and I ain't gonna stop cursing around you, but shit.
Yeah, bull junk.
If I walked in with Coach Prime and I was having a meeting with him, and I was like, man, frick that. He'd look at me like I had a fucking dick growing out of my forehead. That ain't me.
Right. Yeah.
The same way, like, if he dropped an F-bomb, I'd look at him like, F-bomb? Holy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's be you, dog. It's all good.
Absolutely. And I don't know where Stanley Harris is, but Stanley Harris, if you're listening, we appreciate you. And to all those watching, listening, Hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member. Before we get out of here, Matt, I got to discuss one last thing with you. Marion Miller, obviously, backup wide receiver last season for Colorado. Into this new era of Colorado football, he's going to be one of those guys at the receiver position. And Colorado hired a new strength coach named Andrew Swayze. And in that meeting, Marion Miller was reportedly Marion Miller was reportedly sleeping in the meeting during Coach Swayze's first day. But now Marion Miller is coming back from injury, and he's been seen putting in work in the weight room. Take a look.
I ain't hiding this shit. Let's go. Let's go. He's scared of that way. Boom! Get out. Get down there. Get out.
Matt, I got to ask you about Marion Miller headed into next season. What are your expectations for Marion Miller? You expect him to be that step up and be that wide receiver one? And your thoughts on Coach Swayze and Marion Miller just back in the weight room off injury? I'd like to see it.
I think Miller's going to be a stud for them next year, probably be their best receiver. I love the new strength coach. I want the strength coach to be loud. If your strength coach has a voice, he's bad. So, like, I'm just saying, he needs to be loud and in your face and pushing you and challenging you all the fucking time. Even when you've done it 100 times, I'm still going to challenge you on 101. So, yeah, I think that all of this is good. I don't see a negative in any of it. And then answering this question here, I played with Chad in New York and Miami, and this is true. I'm not talking shit about Chad Pennington. I agree. He's a stud. When he was healthy in New York, we made the playoffs. When he was healthy in Miami, we won the division and made the playoffs. We got murdered by the Baltimore Ravens, but who doesn't? So, yeah, man. I mean, I don't think it's fair to compare Shedeur right now. I don't know where he plays yet. Let me at least see where he's going to play and like try and speculate with the pieces around him before I just start throwing shit against the wall. He plays for the Raiders, and they fortify around him, and he's got Brock Bowers. I think he could be pretty good. If he plays for the Giants and Malik Neighbors stays healthy and they can build around him, they might be pretty good. If he goes to Tennessee and like Calvin Ridley can actually get the ball every now and then and they can continue to build that offensive line, he might be pretty good. If he goes to Cleveland, they're fucked.
What about the Jets?
Fucked.
Well, yeah, there you have it. We'll discuss. Who knows? If you had to guess right now, do you think the Raiders move up to 1 or any team moves up to 1, or do you think
if I'm Tennessee, I'm not giving up the number 1 pick when I don't have a quarterback. So, but at the same time, if I'm the Raiders, I'm doing everything humanly possible to move up and get him because I know Brady loves him. Pete Carroll could do well with a young quarterback, run the football, play defense. He's going to put his fingerprints all over that fucking franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And then in 4 years after Pete turns it around, then Prime can leave CU after he's won a couple of national titles and go coach the Raiders when Shedeur's a grown man.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Joe Click. He says, I'm telling you, Tennessee's a better situation than you think, Matt. He has Calvin Ridley. They also have a tight end who's a hell of a player, 85.
What did I just fucking say?
Yeah,
get Calvin Ridley the ball. Did I not just say that?
I don't know. People don't listen.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. I just said it was a good situation. Get Calvin Ridley the ball and keep building behind that big offensive line. It could be a good fit. Yeah, I'm glad you're telling me that I just told you that you're telling me that I'm telling you that we're all saying it together.
Yeah, and the big offensive line is led by Bill Callahan. So, yeah, definitely coached well as well. But, man, Matt, great show on this fine Wednesday. Any closing thoughts before we get out of here? I know you'll be back on JB Friday morning, and we should be back tomorrow or Friday. The Shrine Bowl will be back Friday, so I'll be live tomorrow on Bailey Price Media Live. But the Shrine Bowl will be playing. I saw a comment that it's being played tonight. I believe the Shrine Bowl is tomorrow. Actually, I believe it's January 30th, which is tomorrow. So we'll stay tuned to that. I know a lot of Colorado players. We discussed LeJohntay Wester, Jimmy Horn, Will Shepard, Cameron Silman Craig, Shiloh, obviously, and others will be participating in that. So we'll be sure to be back Friday to discuss all of that and so much more. If you're watching, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family here at 0 to 60. Matt, in closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Nope. See you Friday. Have a good day.
See you guys Friday. Have a good day. Subscribe to Bailey Price Media. I'll be live on there tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, with a special guest. Stay tuned. We'll see you on Friday. Peace.